Hi, how you doing?
Good, I'm Kelsey.
I'm Mike.
Nice to meet you. So I am a mental health counselor in training. I'm in school right now. And I just wanted to let you know that this is where we're going to be meeting every week, or every other week, whatever your preference is, in this room. If we have to change for any reason, I will let you know in advance. But for the most part, this is the room we'll be meeting in. Also, our sessions will be about 45 to 50 minutes every week. And if you have any questions about anything, you can ask me or you can ask our receptionist at the front desk. So have you had a chance to look at the confidentiality agreement form?
Yes, I have.
You have? Okay. I'm just going to go over it with you, just the basics, just to make sure that we're clear on everything. So first, anything you tell me here would be 100% confidential, except if you tell me that you're going to harm yourself, or if you plan to harm someone else, if you know of a child or an elderly person being abused, or if there's a court order subpoena, then I would have to hand over your files to a judge. The other thing is that my professor, since I told you I'm a student, my professor will be viewing these sessions, so it would be recorded, if that's okay with you.
That's perfectly okay with me.
Okay. So we're clear on the confidentiality, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So what brings you here today?
So, I came in today because, I just have a lot on my mind lately. I just started graduate school as a licensed mental health counseling student. I also have 2 part-time jobs, even though the hours, they're not crazy like the hours. It's still a lot to juggle and deal with. So sometimes I feel a little bit stressed with that kind of stuff.
Okay. So you're feeling stressed with grad school and your 2 part-time jobs?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about grad school?
Yeah, so grad school, it's my first semester. I started late August, and, I'm doing pretty well so far. I'm doing decently well, at least. I'm getting my assignments done. I'm doing, my work. I'm doing pretty decently on the tests. The only thing is that even though I get my work done, I tend to, kind of unorganized in a way. So I get a lot of it done really late. And even though I do get it done, it kind of stresses me out because I'm doing it last minute up until the entire night it takes me to do it.
Okay.
So, yeah, just, stuff like that. A lot of, I guess, everyday normal kind of stressors, but it's still a lot.
By everyday normal stressors, what do you mean? Are you talking about your grad school work, or are there other things that stress you in your everyday life?
Well, for now, what I feel mostly is, the balancing of, grad school and, other stuff.
Okay. You said you have 2 part-time jobs, correct?
Yes.
What are they?
I work as a direct support provider for the JCC as a rehabilitation program, and I'm a registered behavior technician for a Friendly Face Autism Treatment Center.
Wow. So you work 2 jobs and you go to grad school?
Yes.
How does that make you feel that you have 2 part-time jobs and you're going to school? Are you going to school full-time?
Yes.
Okay. So besides being stressed, how else does that make you feel?
It does make me feel pretty good at times. If I'm ever doubting myself, I just tend to think I made graduate school, I'm also working 2 jobs, so I feel accomplished in a way. But I also feel even though these are accomplishments, I'm kind of sometimes I'm not really using them to their full potential, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be challenging. Do you have any family support, or you do?
Yeah, definitely. I have to say, my mother, she's there for me a lot.
Okay.
even my sister. I mean, she goes to school in Pace, so she dorms, but she's like still relatively close. So, I see her a lot. So I do have the family support.
So what do you think? What do you think that you could do a little differently when it comes to your schoolwork?
Well, I feel like I should and I could budget my time a little bit better. I should really, set different time slots for different, assignments. Because what I do a lot is I tend to relax. So I'm like, oh, I had work in school today. I deserve a break. So I'll come home and relax instead of, doing my work like I should. So I really need to just, allot like time slots for each assignment. And, like on Monday, instead of coming home from school and just relaxing or whatever it is, I should, come home, spend an hour or two reading, and then relax a little bit.
So a little bit of time management.
Definitely, yeah. That's something I really need to improve.
Okay. How is your work at your part-time jobs? Are you doing well there? Is it a little different than the schoolwork?
It's a little different. I mean, I'm still doing pretty well there because it's not one of the jobs where like I take my work home with me. Mm-hmm. It's like it just stays at the job. So I don't like once I'm home from work, the stress from work kind of ends. But it's just school that like, oh, I have school and work today, but then I have to come home and I still have to do like schoolwork on top of that.
Right. It sounds like it could be a little challenging, but with some time management skills, you can definitely overcome the stress that you're feeling. Do you mind telling me a little bit about what you do at each job? Like what your day kind of looks like or what your responsibilities are during the workday?
Of course. So for my support job, I really do enjoy this job. It's a rehabilitation program for adults with intellectual disability. So we do a lot of like scheduled activities with them. We'll do like physical fitness with them. We have a lot of like learning stuff. Like we'll teach them money management skills, time management skills, and a lot of times we do social and community inclusion. So we'll take them out into the community for a day. Like we'll get lunch with them. We'll take them to different stores and stuff like that. So it really is a lot of fun, and getting to know, the people that are in the program is really great and rewarding. So I do like that job. And as far as my second job, that one's a little bit more involved because when I'm at work, I really need to focus and observe and record data on children and their behaviors. So that job is a little bit more involved, but it's also rewarding, and that job I like a lot too.
That sounds very interesting. So it seems like at work you have you kind of know about the whole time management, and the first job that you were talking about with like a strict schedule of what you do with the people that you work with. So you're able, do you teach these people time management skills, or do you help, like you work with them, or what is it exactly?
Yeah, like we'll work with them. We how should I explain it? We'll kind of just like guide them in a way, I guess. Kind of give them, how should I explain it? We'll kind of just like give them good ways to balance like their days out. We'll tell them like, we'll give them examples too. We'll say like, okay, like you should spend like an hour to like make sure you spend time with your family and you have like that social involvement at home as well as during program. We'll tell them like spend an hour or two doing like a reading activity, something to challenge your mind and your brain. This way you're not just like sedentary, I guess, or some stuff like that. But it's more like we don't do that as much as we do like social inclusion and community inclusion. Like those are our main focuses because we want to get them involved and we want to build their social skills up. So the money management and time management is a lot less than the social and community aspects.
Okay. Well, I was just pointing that out because it seems like you have the resources, like, you know, you're knowledgeable, and it's actually very impressive that you work 2 jobs, but you have the knowledge regarding time management. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but is it possible that you can use the same type of time management that you kind of show your patients and apply it to your own daily life?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think.
Do you spend time with your family? Do you spend time with your family? Do you relax? Like, I know you mentioned that you feel like sometimes you relax too much, but my question is, do you have time, like, to spend time with your family and to do your work? Like, do you understand what I'm asking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. No, I do spend a lot of time with my family because a lot of the time, you know, like my mom's home, so we're just like spending time together. I'm doing stuff around the house because, you know, it's just like when my sister's at school, it's just us two. So like I'm always, you know, doing things around the house, and I always take her to work and things like that. So I'm like with family a lot.
Okay. So you save your schoolwork for late at night?
Yeah, well, not just late at night. Like I do my schoolwork. It's just like sometimes it's weird because sometimes I'll do it on time, but there's other times where I just don't, and I don't get it. I think like maybe it's just sometimes I'm more tired than others, and sometimes I just have more of a focus and more of a drive to do it than others. I mean, in the beginning of the semester, I was really, you know, I was getting my stuff done, I was doing things on time, I was studying for my test, but I feel like recently I've just been like kind of drifting a little bit. But that's kind of been a pattern like my whole life, like ever since I was a kid. Like my mom and my teachers used to say like, they used to try to, you know, like get me to do things more on time, but I don't know, it's just always the way I've been.
So you've been this way since you were a little kid. You've had this pattern of starting off strong and then kind of slowing down as the school year ends?
Kind of, yeah. Like I could be consistent, sometimes I could be inconsistent. It's kind of like that.
So, do you think that are there any outside factors that maybe may have an effect on you and may have an effect on your schoolwork, like maybe relationship, maybe like eating habits, something that can possibly be affecting your work ethic? Like maybe one day, how you said that you're too tired sometimes, like, and then sometimes you're not. Do you think that anything else could be, do you think that there's any other factors outside of the schoolwork?
Nothing that comes to mind. Like mainly just a lot of internal stuff. Like I need to find my internal resources and really just use them and kind of just sit down and focus and like say to myself like, all right, listen, like even though it's not due for another 2 weeks, I should really just sit down and start it now. And you know, I don't have to finish it now, but at least start it, knock a little bit of it out of the way. This way, you know, it doesn't pile up last minute with like 4 other assignments.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's not a lot of external stuff, it's a lot of like internal stuff, like my own, kind of like my own battles in a way, I don't know. But I guess I would describe it like that. But when you said any eating habits, not that I have like eating habits that interfere with schoolwork, but I find that when I am distracted, what I like to do is like, I'll get up 100 times, I'll go to the closet, like, or the fridge and like find something to eat, because I'm like, oh, you know, like I'm eating, so it's okay, if it's important, you know, like I don't have to like sit down because I'm eating, you know. But I do that, like I do find myself doing that a lot. So like it's kind of bad, but like I don't know. It is what it is, I guess.
Well, it seems like you're really in touch with yourself. Like you're very aware of what's going on, which is good.
Thank you.
But I think that we can definitely work on your time management. Have you considered getting a planner or maybe like writing stuff on your phone calendar if you have a cell phone where you can set reminders and kind of give yourself a strict schedule when to do certain things? Have you considered that maybe?
I actually have. I keep telling myself like, oh, you know, I'm gonna go and get a cat, because I'm like a visual, not just a visual learner, but like a visual kind of like person. Mm-hmm. So like, I'm like, oh, like I'll get a calendar so this way I can write down like everything that's due, and like I could actually like literally like a lot like different time slots for each day. Like, okay, like this day I'm gonna do this assignment, this day I'm gonna work on that. So like I actually do keep like on telling myself that, but it just I keep forgetting. Like I just never get to it, and then like it slips my mind, and like I just don't do it. Mm. But I do actually want to do that. Like I want to get a calendar and sort of like set that up for myself.
Well, it's understandable. I mean, we're human. We're very busy, but I can tell you that I use a planner, and it's very helpful to kind of write everything down, see what you need to do, and then as the days go by, you cross off like what you've done, what you still need to do. You can highlight. Like it can be very helpful, and you can make it fun too. Like you can use different colors. You can put little post-it notes, but that's something you can consider as an option. If not, you can just make a to-do list. Like you can get a pen and paper and just consider making a to-do list. There are other options if you're open to them.
I think, yeah, those definitely sound like viable options. I like those ideas.
Okay. So I kind of want to know a little bit more about your family. You said that they support you in school, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. What else do you guys do together as a family?
So, as a family, like, we kind of, well, how should I say? Well, we have like our holidays together. Like we'll invite like all our cousins over, like aunts and uncles, like all that kind of stuff. So like, we have like a lot of fun together, especially on holidays. I was always, I mean, my family, especially my mom, is always big on that. Like, she wants me and my sister to have that connection, and honestly, I'm all for it because like I love my family. Like, just like holidays is so much fun. Like, like ever since I was a kid, mm-hmm. like I would always look forward to it, and you know I still do. So like, that's definitely there. But even like besides like holidays and occasions, like me and my mom, we're pretty close. So like, we'll just like if we're in the house together, like we'll laugh together, we'll just like watch videos together or whatever, listen to music or whatever. Like it kind of depends on like I guess the day and like how much free time we have. But it's a lot of stuff like that. We also we go out to eat every now and then, so that's also nice. My sister, she's home. She's kind of not a lot, but not like a little bit either. So we, when she's home, we kind of like play games together. We'll like see friends together, stuff like that.
How old is your sister?
She's 20. She's 2 years younger.
Oh, so you guys are close in age.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Do you have the same friends? Same friend group?
Not the same friend group, but she knows my friends, and like I know her friends. But a couple like we do have like friends in common though, like family friends that like we've known our whole lives. So. We do have like some of that, but even beyond that, like just from like having my friends over or having her friends over, like we kind of just like she kind of knows my friends, like I know her friends. So
okay. So it seems like your family is a big part of your life.
Yeah.
Do you feel that they relieve your stress?
100%. Yeah. Like if I'm stressed or like I have a lot on my mind, like that definitely, like just seeing them and like spending time with them like definitely relieves a lot of it.
That's good. It's inspiring that you're very close to your mom.
Thank you.
Especially your sister's not home, correct? She's living away at school?
Yeah. She's living away, but she's close. She's only like, it's like a 45-minute drive, so she's home maybe like at least once a month she'll spend a weekend at home.
Okay.
And then like the winter and summer she's home, so.
That's nice. What else do you like to do with your family? Do you guys go on vacation or?
We used to a lot. We would go on vacation. Like the last while actually, we've just been like trying to like save up in a way. Like we haven't really done anything major. I think we've done like maybe a weekend thing here or there, but that even like that was like a while ago, I think. But we still
Are you saving up for a big trip or just?
No, just like sometimes like like times are not that I shouldn't say times are tough because like they're not, but like just trying to be like smart with money, I guess, kind of just like saving resources and stuff. So like we try not to spend big chunks of it all at once.
Okay.
So like we'll do like other things like throughout the year. Like instead of going on vacations, like we go out to eat a lot. Like we'll like sometimes like my mom, like if she can, like she'll get how should I put it? I don't know, like yeah, like we kind of just like don't spend it like in huge chunks. Like try to save, I guess, in a way.
So you're basically cutting out vacation time, but you're still and saving money, but you're still doing family things.
Yeah, instead of like 7 days in a row, like in a vacation, like it'll just be like spread out over time, like in different activities.
Okay. Do you enjoy that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So it sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you are very close with your family, and they're kind of like the people that relieve you from this stress of school and working 2 jobs. Have you spoken to your mom or your sister about the way you've been feeling, or?
Yeah, more my sister than my mom. Like, even though I'm close with my mom, like, if it's stuff like, if it's stuff about like school and other stuff, yeah, like mainly school, like I'll talk about that with my sister, because like we relate on that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Like, we're always like we'll make like jokes about it or whatever, so it's like stuff like that would be more my sister.
So she's your support system, would you say?
In a way, yeah, I would.
Okay. So we're almost running out of time, so I kind of wanted to just wrap up what we talked about this session, and then maybe talk about for like 1 or 2 minutes about what your goals are for the remaining of our sessions together for the future. So do you mind would you like to wrap up what we spoke about?
Sure. So I feel like I've definitely come to like the conclusion, like that I really need to like budget my time better. I should use different methods and ways to like allot time for each assignment or whatever it is, just practice better time management skills. Like once I start getting that under control, it'll be like a lot better for me, like just my own like mental space, I guess, my own stress relief, like kind of not letting everything build up. And family was always big for me and stress reliever as well, so I try to like integrate the two, kind of like keep up like spending time with my family, or like good aspects of my life, and also kind of budget time better.
Okay.
And as far as my goals go, definitely like as time goes on, over like the next few weeks or months or whatever it is, definitely, just work on those skills and improving them.
Okay. So for next week, do you think, I'm going to give you a little bit of homework, but it's not really homework. You don't have to do it. But I want to see if maybe by our next session, in between our time not seeing each other, if you would be able to try and get yourself a planner or make a to-do list. Would you be willing to do that?
I'd be willing to do that.
Okay, I think that will start you off on the right foot. You're definitely in the right path. You definitely are aware of what's going on, and I think that if you're able to do this, it would be a good start to help you be less stressed. So if you're open to that, we will start with that next week, and then we'll take it from there. Is that okay?
Sounds great to me.
Okay, so it was really nice meeting you.
It was nice meeting you too.
I'll see you next week, okay?
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.